What is up, guys? Welcome here. Welcome back. Got a ton of Lego news to go over. As far as Lego Star Wars, the designer for the Death Star speaking out about not being able to please everybody. We've got a actually confirmation that Lego actually roadmaps out sets as far as writing down the sets that they want to make, and it being more than just a one wave thing, but actually being confirmed to be no, they actually write out a 10-year plan for certain themes and the sets that they're going to be making. We've got Lego Bricklink Designer Program Series 6 sales numbers, which are incredibly surprising to me, and some other fun Lego news. We've got some AI Lego news, actually. And then at the end of the video, I want to discuss some of the channel things and fun things that we're going to be getting into as a community. So that'll be at the end of the video for the people who are actually interested in those types of things. Future contests, memberships for the channel, and that will help grow us as a community. But starting off, I want to just hit the ground running with this. Now, this is an article on Brick Fanatics called "We Can't Please Everybody. Lego UCS Death Star Designer Responds to Critics." Now, we all know that the Lego Death Star set was a huge deal for Lego, being the first $1,000 Lego set. I've already said my piece on it in a video. I know it's against the grain, if you will, for what others think of the Death Star set, but it's definitely obvious that it was one of the biggest fiascos that Lego's ever dealt with, and I mean that was to be expected with a $1,000 set. That you're not going to be able to obviously please everybody, but it's going to be interesting to see what the designer says about the pushback for the $1,000 pancake that so many of us and you guys have been calling it. So, easily one of the most divisive blah blah blah. We don't need to read that. I just gave you all the introduction for that. Okay, so this is the guy who designed it, Caesar. He says, "We expected that the design approach we had was not going to appeal to everybody." Reflecting on the initial response to the set in the days before its launch when they first revealed the set. "As much as with any other set, we knew that some people would want something different, like more of a display piece. Maybe a complete sphere, maybe the Death Star 2. So this was not a total surprise." Now, I'm going to go ahead and stop right there and say, this is the most displayability of a UCS set that we've ever gotten. Sorry, but that's just my personal opinion. I cannot get a Millennium Falcon, an $800 Millennium Falcon, and display it properly and be satisfied with the $800 that I spent and being able to properly display it, aside from having a coffee table with a piece of glass and being able to display it like that. But then you have the AT-AT, the Venators, they're kind of easy to display, but again, it's like dust, very hard to deal with on a shelf. It's got to be at the top because no shelves are very good at that much of a length. This set is made to go up against the wall, and I think it's perfectly designed as a display set, maybe too much so. But continuing on, the designer says, "Personally, it hurts a little bit to read the comments that people have, but we're professionals, and I'm 100% proud of the work we all did, and we believe that this was, for various reasons, the best design concept we could have at the moment for the Death Star." So it's not like we think, oh, maybe we should have done something different. No, we don't have that mindset at all, which I think that's definitely good to come out and say, obviously, because you don't want to have the designer or creator coming out and being like, oh, maybe we should have done this, we should have done that. That's just typical PR stuff. You would never want to admit that what you did was particularly wrong, most certainly right out of the gate. Maybe in a couple of years be like, yeah, we probably should have just stuck with the sphere. We probably should have just done this. but obviously right out of the gate, you're not going to say that. It was an interesting thing to see, though. I saw Solid Brick Studios had an interview with this designer, and he said the one thing that he wishes he could have done differently was, I think, have a Millennium Falcon, or maybe that was in the original design, but it was a good way he worded what the one thing that he wishes he was able to do for the set. I just can't really remember exactly what it was. So go see the Solid Brick Studios interview with this guy, and it was an interesting answer. He says, the article says, while previous Death Stars have leaned into the spherical design of the battle station, blah, 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 we already know this stuff. Cool picture here. By contrast, blah, blah, blah. It's a bold decision for the first $1,000 LEGO set, and Caesar acknowledges that nobody should feel compelled to enjoy the Death Star. We can't please everybody all the time, and it's fair if you don't like it, he says. The approach we had with this was more interior based. We really wanted to focus on the interior designs and scenes and having all the details and everything connected. If that's not what you're expecting, that's totally fine. We can't please everybody. And it looks like that is the end of what he had to say. Now, I don't think it was good to word it as we can't please everybody, because that's kind of almost like I don't want to be too critical here, but it's almost like a dig at the people who are blatantly against it, which trust me, there's people out there that are blatantly against it. And I think the better wording might have been, if that's not what you're expecting, that's totally fine. That the approach that we had in mind is what we were able to pull off. And that I think it should have just been left at that, because you don't want to alienate your people and be like, we can't please everybody, because now you're placing that on everything, because like we know that not every set's for everyone. That's an obvious. But yeah, it's pretty decent what he had to say. And you can definitely tell that they obviously read the comments. They know that people's feelings on the sets are less than good. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of this and how they handled the blowback from this whole fiasco of the Death Star $1,000 set. But with that, we are going to move on to our next thing, which is LEGO Speed Champions. Now, the Back to the Future set is now coming for Speed Champions, if you all didn't know that. But we have LEGO Speed Champions for Back to the Future. This article is again from Brick Fanatics, and it says LEGO Speed Champions 2026 sets may still be just the start of a 10-year plan. Now, this is what I was talking about, how they're road mapping out certain themes to basically get them passed and have the higher-ups in LEGO say, that sounds like a successful thing to do. Let's continue. Let's start and push this forward. LEGO Speed Champions movie car collection is confirmed to continue next year, but this may still be just the beginning of a decade-long plan. LEGO Speed Champions range of movie-inspired cars started in 2022 with a Fast and Furious and 007 car set. That's a James Bond. It's a movie. You get the James Bond guy in it. So it was interesting to see the crossover of movies coming into the Speed Champions world, which is like its own little theme in LEGO, where they all kind of are scaled the same way, and both of which are now retired. The collection would continue in 2023 and 2025, focusing solely on the Fast and Furious franchise. In 2026, the range is back and venturing beyond Fast and Furious with Cars, Lightning McQueen, and Back to the Future entries. It's a promising sign of renewed life for this movie collection, but a quote from ex-Speed Champions design manager Chris Stamp, who has since moved to design for LEGO City, suggests that the range has plenty of years left in it based on his original roadmap. Now, this is very exciting stuff to see and to read about, and I'm just going to continue on here. These are all of the movie cars that we've gotten thus far. I feel like one's missing here, but maybe not. But yeah, it's cool to see. The designers, the manager, this is the manager of Speed Champions, said, I did both the James Bond Aston Martins and the Fast and Furious Dodge Charger myself. That's something that I have been pushing and driving for 3 years to get greenlit internally. I basically mapped out a whole 10-year strategy. I was thinking 10 years ahead because we were trying to get that off the ground internally. There's a lot of loops to go through. Now, this is so cool and interesting to read because that means that this guy, the design managers of certain themes, like whether that be city, I'm sure there's one for medieval, castle, there's probably one for creator, but that they have the ability to map out these sets they think will potentially do good and be passed, because you're obviously doing stuff that's reasonable, so you're giving it to Lego, and they're either going to pass that and let you continue on with that or not. So the fact that they already had 2 cars in 2022 and then 2023 and 2025, I'm assuming every year has 2 cars, or every other year has 2 cars that are going to come out with movies in mind. I don't think there'll be probably any more with Fast and Furious other than the orange Toyota Supra that's famous, from Paul Walker, obviously. But that's very cool to see that the guy took it upon himself. Let's make a 10-year strategy and try and get it passed. And the fact that he was pushing and driving for 3 years, that he had this plan that he was trying to get passed for 3 years, is so crazy. That's so interesting. Moving on, he says, the article says, whether the new Lightning McQueen and Time Machine Back to the Future sets were part of the plan discussed back in 2022 is unknown. But it's worth noting that the partnerships with both franchises had existed for years before the movie Cars started. It's also important to keep in mind that this quote is 3 years old, and the 10-year strategy may have changed since then. I guarantee that these 2 cars were part of that 10-year plan. In any case, the fact that the collection is adding 2 new movies to its repertoire for the first time since 2022 is a good sign that there's plenty of road ahead for the range. Should plans remain unchanged from Chris Stamp's original strategy, we're only going to be 4 years into his ideas come 2026. So that means these will end around 2032 if we're talking about 2 Speed Champions cars every year or every 2 years. I came up with some interesting ideas for things that are just famous movie cars, actually, that could be on his list of cars that he obviously made. Now, again, they have to be probably kid-friendly. Lego's a family business. They don't do military-type stuff, so you're not going to see crazy stuff. But I thought it'd be interesting to go through a list of the top movie cars that it could possibly be and discuss whether it's possible that they will become one or not. So, first up, you obviously have the Aston Martin. We already got it. So that's a famous car, obviously. You get it. The Spy Who Loved Me, I have no idea what this is. I don't think that would be one car, because if I don't know it, probably a lot of other people don't know it either. This is a car that I assume could be made into it, which is the Trans Am from Smokey and the Bandit. For those of you who don't know, it was a movie from the old days where it's actually a worldwide famous movie. I encourage you to watch this movie, actually, if you have never seen it. They actually get a bunch of alcohol, and they're trying to take it to, they're trying to get go get the alcohol and bring it back in 28 hours for this big rich guy. It was basically just a game. He just wanted to see if they could do it because no one was able to do it. And it all revolves around this car running away from the cops the whole time. It's a pretty good movie. I could see that possibly being a future Speed Champions car, but I doubt it because of it being such an old movie. But you never know. American Graffiti, old coupe. That's a George Lucas movie, so that's interesting. Could be something there. The DeLorean, we've obviously got it because it's a very famous movie. The Steve McQueen Mustang. Now, if you don't know this is obviously a famous movie from, or a famous car from an old movie by Steve McQueen, which is who Lightning McQueen is modeled after from Cars. He's named after Steve McQueen, who is the actor who was in these movies. Next up is the Dodge Challenger from Turning Point. No idea what that is, but maybe you do. Falcon GT Ford Falcon from Mad Max. I could see that possibly being one. Again, it's not something that I really know about. I'm not a big Mad Max guy, but I could see a lot of potential in that being a set. I mean, you got 10-year strategy here. Got to be something. The Batman Begins car, or Batmobile, not going to be one because we get those in the Batman lines. We've already got them as of now. Dodge Charger from Fast and Furious, got it already. Dodge Charger from Furious 7, pretty cool car. I don't know why that's on the list because that's just a car really from that movie. Oh, John Wick. Okay, that's interesting to think that John Wick could be one. I doubt it is because it's a rated R movie. I don't think Lego's ever done a set based off of a rated R movie. I know we've gotten characters that have been in rated R movies like The Punisher, like Deadpool, Wolverine, that have been in rated R movies, but I don't think we've ever got a set that's based off of a movie that is rated R, which is what John Wick is. So that could be interesting, but that is definitely a famous car. Moving on, you got another Mad Max car. Dodge Monaco from the Blues Brothers. Don't know it. Plymouth from Christine. That's a horror movie, I believe. I don't think that would be one. Jurassic Park. We already got those from Jurassic Park line. Pacer from Wayne's World. No idea what that is. Ghostbusters. I could see Ghostbusters becoming one. That is one that I definitely think will be on that 10-year list. Okay. So I guarantee that the Ghostbusters car was on the 10-year list. And what was the other one that we said would be on the 10-year list? The Mad Max one. I guarantee those two were probably on the list. Although, is Mad Max rated R? I don't know. Very interesting. Better Off Dead. No idea what that is. Gran Torino from the Big Lebowski. I know that's a famous movie. People like it. I don't know what that car is. National Lampoon's Vacation. Okay, I could see this being one, just because it's a famous one, and I do believe that they are making a Griswold Christmas set for Dumb and Dumber for a future Christmas thing that they're doing. And then you have RoboCop's car. Death Proof, that's a Quentin Tarantino movie. That's not going to be one. The other car that I thought could be one could be one from the Gran Torino from Starsky and Hutch. But also I could see the car from Knight Rider being one. Kit, the car that talks, definitely not going to be this because the Confederate flag, they don't want to dabble in that. I could see this one being one, and this little Herbie guy, yeah, Herbie Lovebug. That could be one. Camaro from Transformers. There's many options, but I mean, to think that there was a 10-year plan of these would be very interesting to see what that list actually consists of. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of that. I think the Back to the Future set looks very good. I think they did an excellent job. I'm really happy with it. One point I do want to add, though, before I move on, is that Lego did something shisty here. And that is these studs right here. Kissing Mouse. These studs. Do you know why Lego would put these studs on this car when they don't need to? Lego clearly has tiled pieces that they could put there and not have to see the studs. This one you'd have to see the studs, but this one, do you know why Lego did that, or that one? It is because Lego wants the look at a product and have the product company relationship. Because if you looked at this set's designed so well that if you look at this set and those are not there, those studs are there, those studs are not there, leave this stud. You look at this set without these studs there, you don't think Lego when you look at this set. Lego does this often in sets where they will put in obviously not aesthetically good, pleasing pieces, but they're doing it to gain that consumer to producer relationship of, oh, Lego set. Like, you guys might think I'm crazy here, but that's how business works. Say you're scrolling through Instagram, our grandma, our grandpa, they're going through Instagram and see an ad for this set. I'm telling you right now that they would not know it's a Lego set if these studs weren't there. But they see the circle studs, they think Lego. And Lego has done such a good job at making Lego a name brand type thing. When you're able to do that for a particular item, you think like Mega Block, Mega Blocks, Luma Bricks, all these like off-brand Legos. Even I just did it just now. All these off-brand brick building play sets. All the normies aside from us just call them Lego. They're all Lego. They're all the same thing to them. People don't know the difference. So Lego does this type of stuff to get the it's a Lego product and oh, I'm gonna go buy Lego stuff. So that'll definitely change on mine if I get this set. I just thought it would be interesting to point that out because I thought it was funny how Lego always does that type of stuff in Lego sets. So let me know what you think of all that as far as Speed Champions in the future sets. But moving on here, got another article about the Bricklink Designer Program Series 6 sales number. Now, for those of you who don't know, we previously in Series 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 were able to watch as the sets were being sold because they sell for 1 week. They used to sell for a month, but they just switched to a week. But as the month went through, played out, and these pre-orders went through for these sets, Lego used to show us how many were being sold on the spot. Okay, so they would only be up to 30,000. That's where the cutoff was. With Series 6, that changed because they now don't have that 30,000 cap, but they have the 150,000 set limit. Now, what do I mean by that is you can have 4 sets sell 4 sets. Say all 4, okay, you have 5 sets. 4 of those sets sell 1. So that brings you down to 149,996 sets that can be allocated to that other one set. Obviously, that's just a hypothetical, but that's the change that they made. I don't know how they get around the fact that what if 2 sets... I guess the way they're doing it is every set is a free-for-all until once they hit 150,000 total sales, that's when it's shut off. That is how they're doing it. So there's a market cap of 150,000 sets. No set can sell more than the other. It's just when they hit that 150,000, that's it. It's over. So that's what has changed in Series 6, and the numbers are actually staggering to me and very interesting what happened. So I've got another article here. And it is LEGO Bricklink Designer Program Series 6 sales numbers confirmed. The final sales number for each LEGO set in Bricklink Designer has been confirmed, and it is the lowest selling round to date, guys. Now, this is coming off the back of one of the best-selling rounds with Thieves of Tortuga and the Haunted Mansion Transylvania thing, which I don't know. I cannot believe that set sold like it did. I am really surprised that that set sold like it did. I think it's one of the best-selling. Yeah, it is. That is one of the best-selling sets that we've ever gotten on Bricklink. Is that red hotel in Transylvania thing? But the source code for the current series page over on Bricklink contains sales numbers for all 6 crowdfunding rounds so far. That'll be interesting to take a look at. That'll be another video. But reveals that this latest series sold the fewest sets of any so far, totaling 105,000 across its 5 finalists, which means no set sold out per se, but it still sold more than individual sets like the Outlaw Forest Ends sold more than previous castle sets, but it's kind of fudging the numbers because those sets were all market capped at 30,000. So it would be interesting to know what those sets would have gotten, like the Forest Stronghold, I believe was one of them, and the Black Falcon's Castle that takes place in the winter. It would have been interesting to see what the numbers could have been for those sets if there was no market cap at 30,000. But that was when Bricklink really wasn't too much in the zeitgeist of LEGO fans. I've been trying to push Bricklink really hard because of how, quite frankly, awesome it is that fans get to design sets and we get to vote on it. And the number 2 reason that I love it so much is that it's one place that we can actually get medieval sets and pirate sets and western sets, because we know LEGO ain't gonna really give us much in terms of that on LEGOofficially.com. But it says that the lion's share of that number went to 9,100 or whatever, Outlaw Forest Inn, which sold 45,000 copies. By contrast, the Sequoia Tree Trail sold just 10,000 copies, and the Off-Road Adventure sold 13,000 copies. It's interesting to see that Sequoia Tree Trail sold 10,000. Because, okay, the Off-Road Adventure was the cheapest at $80, I believe. So that makes sense why that was hitting 13K. Interestingly enough, they don't have the okay, here we go. So here are the numbers for sales. The 18,000. I really thought the Art Factory was going to be the lowest selling one. So that's interesting to see that it was number 2. Oh my gosh, guys, this is actually crazy. This is crazier than I thought. Guys, the Art Factory sold 18,000. I thought for sure the Goldmine Expedition would take second place, but it only sold 17,000, guys. And the Outlaw Forest End Castle set that everyone loves because we all love Castle, but we don't get any Castle, sold 45,000 sets. That's crazy to me that the Western Goldmine Expedition set did not sell second place. That's actually crazy to me. But I know the Wild West theme is a niche theme, and Art Factory is modular for city building people. They like their city modulars. I'm not a big guy in city modular stuff, is what it is. The only modular I've ever gotten was the freaking Daily Bugle. But the Goldmine Expedition was the most expensive at $299, so I could kind of see where people were leery about buying it, but it really is a cool looking set. Outlaw Forest End, 45,000. Obviously, Castle does well. I mean, it's obvious. Castle always sells the most. And I have such interesting takes and things to discuss as far as how Castle is done in the Bricklink program. But I've got to move these things around because this video would take literally 2 hours and I don't want to make it like that long of a video. So I'm going to start doing Lego Castle and pirate and medieval themed news videos, kind of like this in the live format, where you can podcast, listen to it kind of. Because there's just so much I have to say about the castle stuff, and it's so interesting, and people like castle, obviously, so I want to do that. So that'll be for its own other video. So if you like castle news and stuff, be sure to subscribe, because there's going to be videos coming out in this format, but only based on castle stuff. Obviously, we might be scraping the bottom of the barrel a bit, but I'm going to try and make videos like that are long and engaging like this. Continuing on. While Series 6 is the lowest selling round so far, it comes off the back of the program's most successful round. As a total of 140,000 sets were pre-ordered during Series 5's crowdfunding period. So guys, that's a... What was the number of total sets? 105,000. So that's a $35,000 decrease in sets that they sold. But obviously, it's all just based off of what sets are out and if people are engaged with those sets or not. Adventure in Transylvania in 910053. The Thieves of Tortuga performed best in that series, selling 49,000 and 33,000 copies respectively. So Thieves of Tortuga sold 33,000 in that, which was a pirate-themed set, one of my favorite sets of all time I've ever seen. And the Adventure in Transylvania sold 49,000, which is 4,000 more than this Castle Outlaw Forest End, which to me, the Adventure, why do I keep saying Hotel in Transylvania? Is that a movie or something that is in my subconscious that I always keep saying that? But the Adventure in Transylvania isn't even like a castle-themed set that I would get and be like, oh, I'm going to put this next to the Lion Knight's Castle or something like that. This is like its own goth, emo type thing. And I can't believe that many people signed up and got that thing, because it's like red, it's black. By all means, it's a good-looking set. It's just not personally for me and what I'm going for in terms of medieval or castle. Like, that's literally like just a regular modular, and I'm really caught off guard by the fact that it sold so much. But it's tough to say at this stage why Series 6 may not have performed as strongly as previous rounds. The Bricklink team removed progress bars for the sets once they've received enough pre-orders to enter production. What the frick is this? And as with Series 5, all 5 remained available to purchase for the entirety of the shortened crowdfunding period window. Any feeling of FOMO may have been diminished compared to the past series as a result. See, now that's I Paul revered this thing again, guys. I told you guys before this happened in one of these news videos that removing the progress bar is a bad idea. Go back, check the tapes. It was a bad idea. I told Bricklink this. I told Lego this. I told you guys this. People like seeing the progress bars. It is part of the event that is the Bricklink Designer Program. To see it and be like, oh man, did it sell out yet? Wake up the next morning, oh man, is it still going? And it's like a fun thing to watch. Like, oh man, Castle's selling a lot. That's good for our type of people, our community. Like, it was a fun thing. And the fact that they removed it, now this is the lowest selling one, and with one of the best looking series that I think they've had, with the Off-Road Adventure, the Sequoia Tree Trail. I think that could have been a cool Western set that people could turn into a Western set. Obviously the Western set, the Gold Mine Expedition, and the Outlaw Forest End, that was a cheaper, cool castle-themed set. And we've never got a Wolfpack type styled set like that before in that scale, and we never will, officially from Lego. It's crazy to see, and it's interesting to note that the progress bars were taken away, and now it's the lowest theme, or the lowest series that they've ever had. Because I guarantee you, mark it down, Series 7 will have the progress bars back in some way, shape, or form. But they have to do it in a way where they can't just make it to 30,000. So that's part of it, is figuring out okay, we've got 150,000 we can sell. It doesn't matter. There's no cutoff for any set. Whenever we get to 150,000, that's when it ends. So maybe just show the $150,000 filling up, or $150,000, 150,000 sets filling up in some way. But I think that's part of the event and fun of it, because people might have been like, oh, I'll get it tomorrow. It's on there for a couple weeks because Bricklink was always up for a month. This time it was only for a week. People might have missed out, not knowing, and be like, you know what? I forgot, I guess, or whatever that may be. So it's interesting to know because, I mean, the variables are there, so we have to take into account what that means. So I'm not really overreaching in what I'm stating here. That's one possible explanation, they said, while another may be that the models chosen for this round simply weren't as enticing as in previous series. Either way, there's plenty more to come. The timeline for the Bricklink Design Program currently runs through Series 11, which begins in May 2026. Voting on Series 9 submissions has just come to a close, while crowdfunding for Series 7 starts in 2026 of February. Okay, this is an interesting little statistic right here to read. This is all the sales by series. Man, Brick Fanatics, you guys do a good job at articles. And it's usually the Jack guy. Who is this? Okay, this is Chris Turner. So this guy did a good job with this article. Thank you, man. But Series 1 sold 136,000 pre-orders. That's very interesting to me because it was so new. I didn't know Bricklink Designer Program was a thing until Series 4. I was like, what is this? Is this official? Like, what is this thing? And then I realized it's official. It's awesome. It's cool. We're getting stuff. It's not shady. It's literally ran by Lego. So it's so interesting to see that even the Series 1 had big numbers. And now we're at the lowest numbers we've ever had. So that's not good, guys. That's not good at all. But Series 2 dropped with 106,000. Now again, we could dissect this even more, but that's another video. By dissecting this, like, oh, we think that this series might have been the worst. This series might have been the best. That's why it did it that way. All those factors can play a part, and we could dissect that till the cows come home, which I think would be fun in a video. But it's crazy to see how it drops off, because I would think that the lowest one would be Series 1 because no one knew about it, no one knew if it was official, and the highest earning ones would be down here. So that's an interesting thing to note. So that's going to do it for that segment. Let me know what you guys think of that. I think the Bricklink Designer Program is a very good program. Very beneficial to the castle and medieval community, definitely. But yeah. Now, next up is a interesting little thing that I wanted to discuss. Now, Lego, you guys know how you get Lego sets, and sometimes you are like building them, set them on the shelf for a while, and you're like, you know what, I don't like this anymore, I don't have room for it, I want to build something else, take its spot. So you take the set down. Some people leave it in its same piece, throw it in a box, but that runs the risk of falling apart and you losing pieces. You usually just take all the pieces apart, put it in a Ziploc bag, throw it in the thing, write down what the set is on it, and continue about your life. Well, the problem comes when you take that set back out. Because you're like, oh my gosh, especially if it's a big set, you're like, this isn't as good of a building experience as it was when I first built it. Because Lego makes the instructions based off, open this bag, build this, open this bag, build that. There is an AI company that just solved that. So a European startup, Sorta Brick, company uses AI to sort through piles of jumbled Lego bricks, organizes them by set, and sends them back to you. So you can take your Lego bag of your set, send it in. They organize it based off of the bags that they were previously in, and then they will send it back to you. I thought that was just an interesting little thing to discuss because, I mean, I'm sure someone out there could use it. I don't see it for the small sets like they're showing here, like these tiny sets. I don't care. I can build it and have a good experience spreading them all out and finding the pieces. I don't have a problem with that. But if you're talking like a huge set, like I'm talking UCS, like a 3,000, 2,000 piece set where it gets like a lot of pieces you're trying to find, I could see that being useful. That they sort it in the bags that it previously came in. But other than that, I don't see it as a big deal per se. Now, if they were taking like bags of just bulk that you have in a bin that are just jumbled random sets, and they're like saying they're taking all the pieces apart and being like, okay, this goes to this set, this goes to this set, this goes to this set. That would be something worth like, okay, this is actually pretty awesome. Let me look into this. But like, I don't know. The way it sits right now, I'm sure it's interesting for someone and they could use it, but I don't think it's much of a use yet. I think like AI is a vastly changing world in terms of the uses for it. So I think that we're scratching the surface of what AI can do for Lego. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of Lego and AI melding together. Now, that's going to do it for the news segments as far as articles and news stuff like that. I want to talk about... let me take a look here. I'm trying to decide what I want to do first. You know what? Let's just do this. Let's do the contest. Now, a couple of you probably know this, but I have since been posting a lot of stuff, a lot of polls for people to vote in. As far as, do you guys like minifigures? Do you like building dioramas, custom minifigures? What do you guys like to do the most? As far as being simple to build, fun, and having the ability to do it. Because I'm the first one to tell you, I am not good at building from scratch. I'm not good at taking pieces, building a mock. I'm not good at thinking of the pieces that I need and building something. And so I want to make a contest, a monthly or every 2-week thing where we as a community come up with a theme that we want to do. Let's just use castle, for example. Say, who can make the best custom minifigure? And we will put it into a bracket, and the community, our community, will vote on it on YouTube. I think that could be really fun. Now, the thing is, this isn't just for like bragging rights. I want to give that winner like a $10 Lego gift card, because that's pretty simple and easy for me to be able to, okay, just order a Lego gift card off of lego.com and then send that person the gift card code. Now, for the reward, I put in one of the polls, would you rather have a $10 gift card to Lego or a random CMF? And people said random CMF overwhelmingly, which caught me off guard. But like, I don't know if like I worded it properly, because like if that's the case, you're only getting $5. If you get the $10 gift card, you can just buy 2 CMFs off of lego.com and then send them to you. Like, I'm trying to think of things as starting off. I'm trying to come up with ideas that I can do that are not too overwhelming and can get us going and can get this contest thing into the community. So like, I would only be sending, or I would be ordering this whatever current CMF is off of Lego.com, and it would be going to your doorstep. So I think the starting off the contest rewards will just probably be a Lego gift card, and you'll get it in the mail, or I'll email it to you as soon as you win. I'm sending you that code, and then you can do it next purchase. Just put it into Lego.com, or if you go to Lego stores, you can use that. I think that's a fun little thing. I think it could be exciting and cool for our community, as well as something that the community can do that is accessible, because everyone's got minifigures, and I don't just want to do minifigures, I want to do small diorama sets that are like only 100 pieces and stuff like that. I've got a bunch of things here that I want to discuss and read off. So for the contest, themes that I thought of, like, and we could even do holiday themes, like, okay, Halloween's coming up. Who can make the scariest figure? And it's put into a bracket, and it's voted on the YouTube channel or Discord. So themes I had in mind are obviously who can make the best pirate, Western, castle, fantasy medieval, Viking, CMF figure. That's more of a diorama. Who can make the best diorama for a particular CMF figure? Construction and city, just cool stuff like that, where not just building the minifigure itself, but okay, so say 1 month we might have the new CMF is so cool and sought after, like the Beastmaster Wolfpack guy that we got in Series 27. Okay, for this contest, we're doing who can make the best 100-piece diorama for that CMF. So it could be like him walking down a path in the woods with his wolf, and it's got to be 100 pieces, and then we all vote on who had that best, like, diorama displaying that particular CMF. So that's just some ideas I've been having. I would like to know your guys' ideas, because we're 45 minutes into this video. If you're here, you're definitely the person that is going to more than likely be participating in this, and that's why I saved this for the end of the video, because you guys are the ones that I care about it mattering how this goes. So be sure to let me know any ideas that you would be excited for in doing that, any additions to, oh, we could do this, we could do that. So definitely let me know as far as that. And obviously with this comes some problems and some issues as far as cheating, essentially, or hacking the system. So I came up with some guardrails, and that would be, you would only be able to submit one photo of what you created. Now, this is one that I was questioning on. I wanted you guys to let me know. Should there be no illegal building techniques for dioramas? Because on dioramas, a lot of people use not illegal building techniques. They use illegal building techniques. I wanted to know if you guys think that that should be a rule. But obviously for minifigures, I think that we should allow illegal building techniques for, like, minifigures' weapons, because sometimes people make a cool staff where it's like putting a hook piece onto the end of like a gun that's upside down, and it looks so cool as a staff. I think we really need to leave the minifigures as being able to use illegal building techniques, because that wouldn't get out of hand, I don't think. Another guardrail would be only official Lego pieces, because we don't want someone to use non-official stuff, like using a cape or something that's not official. I think that that's a good rule. Plain background for the photo is a highly wanted thing, because we don't want someone to be able to make a cool, like, yellow castle in the distance background for a photo of their minifigure that they made, and when it gets voted on, people are like, oh, I like that because it's got that. No, this is straight up stock car racing. This is your figure against the other figure. So I think it needs to be a plain background where you take a white piece of paper or whatever it may be. Everyone's got paper. I don't think that's too much to ask. Now, another guardrail is you can use any inspiration or recreation you want. This was a tough one to come to because it would be so hard for me to police whether someone stole a idea from Pinterest or online, because that just runs the risk of like, oh, this person, I find out after I've sent that person a gift card that they stole this from someone else. It would be really hard for me to police that personally. I know we got people that would point it out, but I think there would be too many slipping through the cracks. So I think that we have to allow any inspiration or recreation that is currently out there in the realm of the Lego community. So if you want to, you can go look up Pinterest when you find out what the contest is and be like, oh, I'm going to buy these parts and make this my contest entry. I think we should have to allow that. Obviously, I think that the contest should either be ran on Discord, or YouTube polls. I think YouTube polls is probably best. But I've been setting up a Discord right now. For those of you who don't know, I haven't advertised it at all. So if you're here, I'm sure that you're very invested in the community. Join the Discord. It's called Bandits Hideout. I will put a link to the Discord in this video's description and possibly pin it as a comment. I don't know yet. I'm still working on things for the Discord, but it's a very cool thing that I'm trying to set up here for us. We already got a couple people from the community in the Discord, like Woad Bricks. We got Broadside Bricks, and we've got some cool. What just happened? Purple light went out. And let me know if you like the purple light. I'm sorry, I'm like a freaking ADHD cat or something, like going crazy. But yeah, we got a lot of cool stuff going on for the Discord that I've been setting up as of late. So be sure to join that and get involved for possibly future contests, because that's where a lot of it's going to be talked about. And another guardrail would obviously be your image must have your username written on a like sticky note of some kind in the image, so that we authentically know that it's actually your build. Because although we will allow recreation of or inspiration of a particular diorama or minifigure, you still have to be the one that has that particular physical in hand. You did it. Even though you might have copied it, you cannot take someone's image and submit that as your own. So I think that's how we can police it a bit. That can help deter people from just stealing other people's creations and putting it in and trying to win. And I think that's reasonable, because I know Facebook Marketplace, like when you sell things, they have that type of policing of put your name and a date on the sticky note in the photo so that people know you're not a bot. And another safety precaution is all entries are put into a bracket at random. So I'm not going to personally select, oh, I like this person more, I'm going to put him against this really bad looking set so I get him to... No. Just throwing it in there random so no one can say that I did anything sussy. What happened to the purple light? Oh, this thing is like about to melt my freaking face off. It's so hot. So this is what I was using for the purple light. Yeah. That's interesting. Oh my gosh. Ah, I just blinded myself. Actually, I want to change the colors here so that you guys can tell me what colors you think look best. I'm sorry that this is like getting all random and off topic here in the Lego realm, but like, I know if you're still watching this video, you actually care about the videos and like care about the channel. So I'm being serious now. I'm being like real with you. But do you like purple or what the freaking paparazzi? Oh, blue. Do you like blue? Okay. If I was talking like that, do you like the blue? This other light fell out too. I got this as well. This light, this is the one that was shining a bit of orange, and I got another white light. I got like 6 lights in here trying to make this thing look good. I'm not good with like lighting and stuff like that. But okay, let me fix this here for a second. And you know the reason like I do this and like I do this like live type of thing with no real edits is because like I do I work like yeah, I work guys. But when I'm doing stuff like driving or mowing cuz I do landscaping for a living, I like listening to this type of stuff, podcasts, stuff like that, and there's really no good Lego one out there. This one probably isn't too good either, but I mean, I'm trying to do my best to be entertaining. Um, I've been working out a lot of kinks. I've been getting better stuff, camera, uh, arm for the mic so it doesn't look silly and goofy. Um, I'm really trying to make this an entertaining show because I love doing this so much. I love doing this like news and just gushing and talking about stuff. I really do enjoy it. Um, but with that being said, if you like the blue, let me know if you like the blue. That's like green. Whoa. Okay, that's green. I think that's a bit. I'm not a fan of that. I do not think I'm a fan of green at all. Because I really want to get like. I have a shelf with a bunch of Legos on it. But I want a shelf lower down here with like my Lion Knight's castle and stuff on it. I think that would be cool. Orange. I'm not a fan of orange. Let me know what you think. If you like any of these, please tell me. Because, like, you guys are the ones that matter if you're still watching. So, like, that's what I'm going to curate it to. Okay, here's red. That's kind of pink. Okay, there's red. It looks kind of creepy. It's like Halloween, Michael Myers or something. All right. And that's what it normally is. I think purple looks the best, man. I really do. Um, but let me know. I know I've kind of went off on a crazy rant here. Hopefully you're watching this like while you are driving so you can't turn the channel. You know what I'm saying? You can't. You can't pick something else to watch and listen to. But just to finish it off at the very end here, I have turned on super chats for videos just because it was simple and there was nothing really to it. But I've also now have the ability, we're about to hit 600 subscribers, have the ability to turn on memberships. Now, I have not turned on memberships because I am not providing something in my eyes that deserves turning on memberships. So I'm going to go through some things here of ideas that I have for memberships where I'm not just taking your guys' money. Like I want every bit of money that this channel ever makes is going back into the contest stuff. Like I've already obviously spent all this money on setting up the studio, if you will, to record videos, trying to make them entertaining and better. But I I just want to do it because I think it's fun and cool, and I would want it if I was looking for it, because I have looked for it and I've never really found something very entertaining and good and real. Um, Real as in like not goofy and dumb and silly in the Lego realm, because the Lego community is a good community. Don't get me wrong, but it's weird sometimes, man. Like it's weird. Um, but for memberships, if you guys were to become a member, a paying member monthly to this channel, it's not me putting it in my pocket so I can go buy Lego sets. I want to do it to do big things like contests. Like at some point, man, I want to be able to do a contest where I'm giving away medieval town squares and stuff like that, and I'm not like freaking working at IHOP and doing landscaping and working at the gas station, working 24 hours. You know what I mean? So that's what memberships would be if people were to subscribe and started memberships. But some of the ideas I had were obviously emojis and badges. Now, the badges would be like probably Lego medieval shields, castle shields. Another idea I had was watch parties for Lego movies and shows, or whatever members would want to watch. So that was an idea I had based on people. When I follow Den of Nerds. I really like his content. He does live videos. I put it on. It's a good thing. I kind of model my page and YouTube off of what he does because I really enjoy it. But one of the things that they do is watch like Star Wars. When a new show comes out, they'll watch it live with viewers. Now, something I thought would be fun is if we watched like the new Star Wars show live with viewers so that we could be watching at the same time, or like watching together, commenting together, or if it's just a pre-recorded thing that only members are allowed, whether that be 4 guys, whether that be 1 guy, you would be able to watch live with basically me, and we both like laugh and joke about it and stuff like that, because like I think that would be an interesting, fun thing, because all we would do is like play at the same time, and it would be like just we're watching the show together. So that was an idea that I could give for members. Another idea is for members, they would have a 1 week of extra prep for designing their minifigure or diorama for the contest, which I think could be really good, because if this contest thing starts really getting blown up, which I really want it to, I really want it to be like a staple thing, like, oh man, that guy does that. That's cool. Members, paying members, no matter what tier, I don't know how the tiers will be set up, whether it be $1 for a member or $5, I don't know. And that's something that you could tell me in the comments, if what you would be willing to add to getting this thing going. Is 1 week of extra prep could help by, oh man, I know what would be perfect for making a diorama for this minifigure or this CMF or something, but I got to order it. It's going to be here in a couple days. That 1 week of extra prep could really help people. So I thought that would be an interesting perk for members. Discord role in the Discord community, I think that could be interesting. Producer credits at the end of every video. I would definitely do this. This is without a doubt, I think I would want to do this. So if you're a member, at the end of every video, your name will be on a list of, as a producer, like they do for movies, that you helped make this video come to life and you were part of producing it and helping fund what we are doing here. That's definitely something that would be part of the memberships. Call in opportunities for news, future, or lore discussion. I thought that could be interesting by doing some videos with if you're a member and you really want to discuss something, whether it be part of Medieval Castle or lore or anything that you wanted to record, we could get into a Discord chat and we could make a video of like just gushing about it because it's fun. I mean, it's fun. I love it. So that could be a perk. Featuring members' mocks in videos. I would like to do this in the future where I'm making videos of like your guys' mocks or your rooms, like rating them, stuff like that. I think that'd be really cool. And the last idea I had was request a deep dive on a minifigure or any sort of lore related things, set review requests, something like that. Again, all this is just up in the air. Let me know what you guys think would be interesting for a member role. That would get you to become a member and help produce the show. But yeah, with that being said, that's probably going to wrap up this video. We're at an hour and 5 minutes. Oh my gosh. Thank you guys for sticking around, watching this video to the end. It's really cool that I've gotten the ability to make these videos and actually have a pretty cool group of people that watch, and we get to talk about it. It's really fun. I really like it. It's really relaxing to me, really. But been trying to improve for the betterment of the entertainment. So let me know any and all things we discussed about already. But with that being said, I'm probably going to go ahead and get on out of here. So we'll be doing another one of these videos for Castle specifically. Yeah, that's probably going to do it for today's video. So I'm going to get on out of here, and I will see you in the next video.